from my workload went up from about, 70 to 80 hours a week to probably 120. So, yeah, I go to sleep, I wake up, I work, go to sleep, wake up, work, do that 7 days a week. I'll have to do that for a while. No choice.
And you do 16-hour days, and you work 7 hours a week, and you fly all over the place. And you go to these meetings constantly, and people constantly criticize you for everything. It's amazing to me. You're changing the world, you're giving yourself. Why do you do this? So my wife says to me, why are you still working? Why are you still working? What are you doing here?
Well, I think that what I'm working on has an important effect on the future. In the case of Tesla, I think it's fair to say that Tesla has significantly accelerated the advent of sustainable energy.
Woo! Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Super excited to be on with the fam. This month is kicking off explosive already with a lot of amazing things here and on the way. Shane, Talina, Johnny, Mike, dreamers. It is great to see everybody. Hope the morning is on a high frequency. We already got in the workout, got in our walk in nature, got the journaling done. The vision is clear. The intentions are set, and we are locked and loaded for the week, for the month of November, and most importantly, wrapping up the entire quarter four. So I love to see it. Lovely. You already know. Let's definitely link up. We got some moves to make. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into today, fam. This is a really good topic. And for those that didn't get a chance to see, we actually spent a couple of days ago over at the Faith of Fear conference. This is one of the biggest conferences over the past 2 years inside of our industry. This has a lot of the top earners, some of the top 1%ers, and they all come together to really learn, to pick each other's brains, to elevate as a collective. And I took so many gems away that you already know. Whenever we go to events, the whole goal is to be able to soak that in and bring it right back to the family, so all of us can really go ahead and eat together. So this is gems. I've got literally my notes are filled from top to bottom with notes that I was taking when I was over there on that side. So get ready. I've got a lot of value. I'm ready to go ahead and pour into the fam. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into today. Packed out Trent. Let's get into it. Live on IG. And what is everybody grateful for coming into today? Let me know. A lot to be grateful for to kick off the week. Here we go. IG is live. It's good to see you, fam. Rise and shine. Grateful for God, grateful for the family, so grateful for the team, for the atmosphere, for the community, for the collective. Honestly, the collective work, because I've talked to every single one of you, and I know that each and every day we are creating and expecting miracles. So here we go. Today's topic is getting into a couple different pieces. Number one, that everybody, as you go through this training, you're going to notice that all of us, one point, shape, time, or another, we've been through these 4 pieces in life. And I want to touch on each of them because all 4 of them, they're different. They all have their own beast, but it's funny how each of these shapes us in a different way. So the first one, when it comes to the 4, y'all ready? All 4 of these are biblical too. So you're going to like this. First one that Ray Higdon was talking about, he said, a place of refinement. All of us go through a place of refinement, and inside of the Revelations, this was Revelation that he dropped. He said, we glory in our, and this comes from Romans 5:3. He says, we glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, and character leads to hope. And, I just want to let you guys know, Brian Carruthers, one of the mentors that we've been studying for the longest time, go look at his story on YouTube. Just go type in Brian Carruthers Ferrari story. And you'll be able to go see it, because even like Brian, for the longest time, he was chasing the money. He was chasing the cars. He was chasing materialistic things. And once he got the car, once he got the house, once he got all that, he realized it's not as great as everybody thinks. The watch becomes a watch. The car becomes a car. And I told you guys before, he literally took that Ferrari, he gave it to the church, and he sold it. And to me, that is one of the biggest inspirations to know that we're here to be of service. Some of the greatest have talked about spending the first half of their life being able to create it so they can spend the second half giving it away. So I love reverse engineering success, looking at others. How did they get to that point? What is their mission? And is that worth something that I'd like to go after? You know, Brian Crothers, he's built a library for children. He's donated immensely back to his church. So these are all things that I strive to do that are on my bucket list. And he went over, you know, even Ray, that no matter what happens in life, for most of us, anybody who's successful, they went through all four of these stages, all four of these stages. So if you're experiencing one of these right now, understand this is part of the journey. This is all a part of the divine process to sharpen our sword and develop us into who we are destined to be. Okay, so that's number one, is a place of refinement. You know, even this past couple months, in February, I had one of the toughest months, honestly, one of the first toughest halves of the year of my life. There was so much anxiety, stress, depression, uncertainty. But it's so interesting looking now towards the second half of the year. It was that refinement that allowed me to look at things from a whole different perspective, a whole different view of gratitude and love and passion and appreciation. So for everybody right now, think about your times of refinement. And for IG, for everybody get on today, I'm going to be going through the 4 key points in life. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Number 1 is a place of refinement. Okay. Number 2, biblically, is a place of, and I use this with quote unquote, struggle. With struggle, because yes, in the 3D world, in the 3D realm, there can be good, there can be bad, but you see in the 5D realm, in the highest power, in the spiritual side, there is no good, there is no bad. It is whatever we make it. So for this 3D side, a place of struggle could mean the pit. You ready? Yo, Dev, my brother, what's going on? The 4 key points in life. You're going to like this. This is biblical for you. The pit, right? It represents a season of trial where disappointment, fear, and doubt are prevalent. So if you think about it, we've all went through personal failures. We've all had personal rejection. We've all had unexpected times in life. You know, this is kind of like myself. I lost my sister to cancer back in 2014. This was a huge place of struggle for me. There was a lot of changes that were really disrupting my plans. But little did I know, you know, for at the time, it was that rejection that realistically was actually God's protection. So a place of struggle, if you feel like you're growing through that right now, it's a part of the journey. Right, here's number 3, a moment of transformation. He says, for example, Joseph was literally thrown into a pit by his brothers. This is Genesis 37:24. He said, before rising to power in Egypt, the pit becomes a prelude to elevation. You know, this is also really strictly about you guys can go look at these pit verses, but this is real stuff right here. All of us get to go through moments of transformation. You know, I wasn't great at speaking before. I wasn't the best at videos. I wasn't the greatest at doing a lot of different things. But I always understood that we can always learn, we can always grow, and we can always get better every single day. So that's number 3. Number 4, here's the kicker. A space of isolation and reflection. Here's the biblical verse. This is Psalms 42. He says, he lifted me out of the pit, out of despair, out of the mud and out of the mire. He set my feet on solid ground. So spaces of isolation, spaces of reflection. You know, after the first half of the year, there was a lot of time that I took to reflect. A lot of times that I would go cry out of my walks in nature, even at the gym, just tucked in the corner, just being by myself. Taking time to really sit, reflect, analyze my thoughts. Why am I angry? What am I triggered by all the time? Where's my faith really at? Am I leaning into my faith or am I leaning into fear? Because you know what's interesting with both faith and fear? They both require us to believe in something that we can't even see. Isn't that interesting? So when it comes to isolation, this is where the real vision actually becomes grounded. When we start to actually be able to formulate and build this thing from the ground up, because a lot of us, just like in Napoleon Hill, he said, most people, they don't think. We're so busy thinking other people's thoughts that we don't even have any time to think our own thoughts. And that's literally why my name became Define Dreams, because I saw no one took the time to isolate, to sit down, to stop going out, stop hanging out with all of our friends, and start sitting down and think about, what do we desire? Where do we want to go? What type of impact do we want to leave, you know, after we're long here and gone? So this is honestly 4 keys that really stuck out to me during the training that we had at Faith Over Fear, because I can tell you, I've been through all 4 of these. I've been through a place of refinement. I've been through places of struggle. I've been through moments of serious transformation. And I've also been through spaces of isolation and reflection. And I know that anybody that's along this hero's journey, nobody can run from this. Michael Jordan, Oprah, you think Michael Jordan didn't have struggle? You think he didn't have moments of transformation? You didn't think he had moments where he was isolated to really build his vision? And how about moments of refinement? You guys know that Michael Jordan didn't even make his high school team, right? He didn't even make his high school team. But it was that moment that gave him the refinement. He said, you know what? My coach didn't see it in me. I want to make sure the world sees it in me. It's one of my favorite players. So shout out to MJ. So that's my training for today, fam. Super short and sweet. But this is 4 ways that I'm telling you, 4 stages that all of us are going to experience it. And remember, if we're sitting inside any of these, it's happening for us. There's something to learn. There's lessons to gain. There's wisdom to be held. So I appreciate you, fam. I'm excited for what is here, but I'm more fired up for what is on the way because I know all of this is compounding daily. The gym, the journaling, the questions, the skill sets, plugging in. So it's only a matter of time before all of this catches up. So I love you, fam. Drop some 3s down for yourself. Give some love back to yourself because shout out to you because you made it through the struggle. We made it through the refinement. We made it through the reflection. We made it through moments of transformation. And that was just a prelude of our amazing movie that goes to show, look at all the success we've already had. Look at all the accomplishments we've already created. And that's just a piece of what's on the way. So I love you, fam. I appreciate you. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here. And have a blessed day. And let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. It's game time. Let's go.